What's the deal, YouTube? It's your boy Next Gen 720, and I am back with another video. I'm sorry, I didn't even tweet this out, man. I'm back with another video. A few things I wanted to talk about in this set head video. Uh, there have been a few videos floating around on the net, on YouTube and other sites besides just YouTube. Um, a couple sites are claiming that, or I won't say a couple. I've seen one other site, and I've seen another post on it. But then I seen the actual video today. Now I don't know if this is the same said video that these sites are reporting on or talking about. But they're saying that Horizon Zero Dawn received a downgrade visually, graphically. I mean, it happens. Companies do it, whether it's Microsoft, Sony, or whoever. When you see that trailer at E3, you're like, oh my God. But when you get the final product, it doesn't look as good. It doesn't be as bad as Ubisoft does it, but it's noticeable. You know what I mean? So anyway, uh, some people are saying it's not correct. Let me go to the actual video here. They have a comparison. Actually, hold on. Let me pause this. I don't know if you've been able to tell through my screen. Let me see. Let me share my screen with you. You guys can see what I'm looking at. Share. Present to everyone. Let me make this small. I don't know if you can see what I'm looking at. This is E3. On the left is E3 to 2017. And this is TBGS 2017. Now, clearly on the left-hand side, was what we saw at E3 last year. Looks much better. It looks better textures. The one here looks a little blurrier. How you say, you jokes, how you pony was counting that grass on Grand Theft Auto. It's missing grass. I can see also too the draw distance is not as good. Now, does it say the game looks bad graphically? No. But again, it's not as sharp as what they showed us at E3. And what we've been seeing since, I think, we started seeing this game at E3 2015. It doesn't look as good as what they showed us at E3 2015 and 2016. Now, some guys are trying to say that it's the way it was captured. It was captured in a 720p and this, that, and the other. But even the grass, there's more, I should say, on the E3 version. And I'm not saying, well, normally, because when you capture things and it's compressed and put on YouTube, of course, this doesn't look as good. You know what I mean? But let's be honest here. We all saw it E3 on YouTube or these other sites, and it still looked better graphically. Now, listen, again, people say, well, the person that captured this was using shitty equipment. Maybe he wasn't using a 4K TV with HDR. I don't know. But I can tell, and I'm not claiming to be Digital Foundry, but I'm going to keep it simple. It's more grass. I usually count, I mean, it's a more, there's more stuff going on in the background. Like one scene when the tree was blowing, like the tree was really blowing in the E3 2016 version trailer. And this one, like the tree was just barely shaking like a little leaf. But the other one, the tree was like it was in a hurricane. It was blowing. You know what I mean? Now, some people say, well, that was because they're running it on the PS4 Pro and they use it in their Pro mode, aka the Neo mode. Come on, don't start your shit. I had Omeziago today curse me out, call me all types of X-fags, everything but a child of God. He said it was captured in someone using a fucking avian meteor, and the chip was only at 720p, and they weren't even using HDMI and all these different excuses. So I asked him, I said, what about the grass? Like the grass, like, you know what I mean? Like what, you know what I mean? Like, I understand, I find, the way it was captured, the way it was compressed, I can dig all that. But what about the grass? It's clearly more stuff going on in the background on the E3 version. You know what I mean? And like, he went silent after that. So it's always been proven you X. I'm like, I don't know, yeah. Now he's second guessing my sexuality. It is what it is. But again, it won't be no different what they did with Infamous Second Son. We saw Infamous Second Son. Very, very, and it still is a nice looking game, but it didn't look as good as when they first showed us. Like, it is what it is. It's the nature of the business. I get it. You know what I mean? But what I like I said, the game still looks good graphically. I'm not saying the game looks bad, but I'm just stating the obvious. It doesn't look as good as what they showed us during E3. You know what I mean? Now, to be fair, had we not showed the comparison, I probably wouldn't have played it no mind. No. I know they pulled the crap game on me. Somebody went back and got earlier footage and compared the two. Probably I wouldn't even paid any attention to it. You know what I mean? It's a good looking game, and I have a great TV. You know what I mean? So, like I said, with that being said, you know, it is. But I'm hoping more than anything the goddamn game is fun. Guerrilla Game has a track record of releasing very shitty games. You know what I mean? Very shitty games. They're pretty games, but they're shitty games. You know what I mean? So it is what it is. Moving right along, like it's something else I wanted to talk about and cover today. In today's video, Sony has been releasing a lot of numbers as of late. The PS4, 54, 53 million sold worldwide. Sorry, 53 million shipped or whatever the case worldwide. They sold over 400 million pieces of software. The PlayStation division is doing what, from what we, like I said, you know, from the outside looking, when they show you the PlayStation numbers, but it's not all, I said, kumbaya. It's not all milk and honey in the land of the rising sun. You know what I mean? I say men lie, women lies, numbers don't lie. Sony are kind of eating themselves. And the reason why I say that again, because again, they released a lot of hardware in a short amount of time. And I told you guys then that it wouldn't be good for business. They released the Slim. To be honest, it wasn't no need for the Slim. I understand that it was cheaper for them to produce, but you know, they still had to spend money in the R&D to shrink it down. And maybe it may pay off in the long run. I guess it's gonna be a long-term investment for Sony. But no one was asking for a Slim. The PS4 was already small enough. But you got the PlayStation 4 Slim. Then you had PlayStation VR, and then you had the PS4 Pro. Now, the PS4 Slim, it became the little engine that could. I think I can. And it's their number one selling parts hardware, which I thought would probably be the Pro, being that it's only $400, but that's not the case. The PS4 Slim is selling very well. But I told you guys that Sony would did better off had they released the Pro. Maybe it was still in November, and released PlayStation VR probably in like March or something. You know, I think they would have did much better and gave it on the market by itself. You know what I mean? Because of those who don't have the PlayStation, who may have been interested in VR, but first had to get the system. That's a lot of money for someone that, like I said, who maybe don't have a PlayStation console and want to try VR. $400 for the console, you know, $400 for or $500 for the VR. You need the move sticks and stuff. So that's, like I said, that's a lot of hardware. You know, you had the month of November. Sony won November, not by much, by a little less than $100,000. Sorry, 100,000 units in November. For the MPD, both Microsoft and Sony sold over 1 million, or just about 1 million consoles. And in December, they both did 1.5 million. Chanel. In December, they both did 1.5 million, over 1.5 million. I think the Xbox lost by like 68,000. The PlayStation the PlayStation Slim did 1.3, and the PS4 Pro did about 238,000. That's not a lot of hardware for a new console in the month of December. Now, I understand it's still a PlayStation 4, but again, it's still new hardware, more powerful hardware. And I'm quite sure Sony was, banking on this thing doing a lot more than what it's doing. You know what I mean? Or than what it's like it has been doing. You know what I mean? So they have that. So, like I said, it's always, like I say, a telltale sign a little bit when Sony start coming out talking about numbers and trying to deflect you away from what's really going on. And then you had PlayStation VR, which they invest upwards to 100. I'm sorry, over $600 million in. You know what I mean? They which they invest over $600 million in, and I don't think you can find anyone here within the gaming community to say that's been a success. Now, Sony has a track record of not supporting their business adventures, whether it's the Vita, the PSP, PlayStation TV. They have all these little gadgets that come out and they don't catch on and they don't support them. You know, now again, I told you guys back. I've been telling you guys for the last 2 years. Uh, when even though, like I said, when they first announced the price $400 to $500, I told you guys then that was too expensive for hardware that has not been tested or what any like I said must have software for it. Like you can say what you want about the Connect, but it had the software for the casuals. And again, the Connect was only $150, $100, $125. You're asking them then at $500 for some, and they don't have they must have entitled like maybe like the Candy Crush or just the Just Dance or the Connect Sports or whatever the case that will attach to casuals. Sony doesn't have that yet. Maybe it may blossom and grow once the indie developers get their hands on it and they start making these little rinky dink games for it. But right now at that price tag, I think it's the price is hurting more than anything. And then on top of, like I said, the software also, Sony's already closing studios. So again, my hearts go out to those that went out and spent $500 on this PlayStation VR. I don't think we're going to hear about anybody by next year. This time, PlayStation VR is going to be dead. Somebody released some numbers, some sales numbers in my Facebook group. I had Oculus Rift Vive, PlayStation VR, which PlayStation VR is the number one selling console, VR con headset. I think it's like at 2.4 million. The Samsung thing I think it was like at 2.3. The Oculus Rift, that was one of them was like at 400,000, and the other I think either the Vive was like at 300,000 or vice versa. Either Vive was at 400,000 and the Oculus was at 350. It was kind of close between those two, but they're both of them are not beating down the door. And I think, and again, it has to do with pricing and software. The games feel like a given. That's like again, that's a lot of money you're asking from someone just to drop down on unproving unwarranted, like I said, hardware. Again, VR may be cool, maybe the best things to slice bread. I'm not negating that, but I said this before: for VR to be successful, it has to be fully adapted again by the third party. For the multiplats. You know, um, but it is what it is. So anyway, you have that, and then you have Sony's dwindling TV division and their television division or movie division. And they're also the movie division. They have Jesus. The hell? I'm sorry. Um, sorry. You like I said it again. You have all these divisions from Sony, and they're not doing well at all. And again, you guys say, "Well, the PlayStation division is doing this," but Sony is a big company, a big facet, and I tell you guys, 1,013 billion zillion times, the PlayStation division doesn't not make enough money to keep the Sony itself afloat. That's like saying the Xbox is successful, but not as successful as the PlayStation as of right now. But that's like all them billions or whatever they may make on the Xbox division it's like a drop in the bucket to try to keep the whole company of Microsoft afloat. This is the reason why back in 2014, if I'm not mistaken, I'm not even going to try to pronounce this guy. I think he was French. Sony lost their CFO. You know what I mean? The billionaire who stepped down because again he wanted the PlayStation. Oh, I'm sorry, he wanted Sony to be split up into divisions that were profitable. So what wasn't profitable, they can get rid of. But Sony is very arrogant, very big headed, and they didn't want to do that at this time. But now, again, I don't think they have any choice. They had a lot of blockbuster movies that they spent buku money on that didn't recoup. You had Ghostbusters. They spent the pretty penny on. didn't recoup. Then they had the dwindling Spider-Man series, and then again, that was all of Sony's fault because, again, like I told you guys, I spoke to somebody from one of those, let's say one of those companies, but maybe about 2.5 years ago, chits and giggles, just talking on the forum, and he said he worked for such and such. And I didn't say I didn't believe him or or he was lying, but I, not saying me and this guy are the best of friends, but I talk to him more often, and he does work for one of those companies. And the issue that Sony had with the director of Spider-Man, because he didn't want to do Spider-Man 4, what it was called, in 3D. You know what I mean? They got rid of the director. So McGuire said, the director go, I'm going. That's why you had this whole reboot. You talking about, and you just don't do that. You had $1 billion franchise. Whether you like Spider-Man 1, 2, or 3 doesn't make a difference. That was $1 billion franchise. And that shit just went to shit. I know Sony is kicking themselves in the ass right now. You know what I mean? Because that $1 billion franchise probably could have kept the movie studio afloat. So now they're resting everything on this emoji movie that's coming out about gay sex or something in the aid plant, which may be huge for the LBG, movement and stuff, maybe some straight people may feel a little, off about it. Like, I don't know. But it doesn't look interesting to me. Regardless of my sexual orientation, it doesn't. You know what I mean? So it says that Sony is weighing a sell of film and TV business. No wonder Sony Entertainment boss Michael Litton is leaving. This is the boss from the movie studios. He's leaving, and basically he left. And Sony, not Ken Kukurai, I'm sorry, what's the guy's name? Kaz Hirai has not replaced him as of yet, and he has a critical role within the Sony's movie department. No one has filled. He's the president. He's the boss of all bosses. There, he's left, and no one has filled this place yet. So there are rumors floating around that Sony's, the CBS is looking to acquire Sony's TV and film and stuff. And it's like even with someone like that, their hardware business is hurting. Period. When they have GoFundMe pages for their engineers to get new projects off the ground, you know what I mean? And I will give Sony this: they make great products. They have always wanted to push technology. I give them that. First one with Blu-ray, stuff and 4K. It was them pioneering it, but what had hurt Sony throughout the years were their pricing. When I first got into buying these big screen TVs and plasmas and all that stuff, I noticed back in like 2002, 2003 that a company like Samsung, right? And with Samsung and Sony used to do business together. Samsung used to make the internal parts for Sony television, and Sony got cheap and didn't want to pay them. Samsung said, "Fuck you, we do our own thing." But they basically have a same television, not with two different companies, with the same specs, or even the Samsung specs would be a little higher, but Sony's TVs would cost $600 to $700 more. And little by little, Samsung took over the market. You know what I mean? You're like, oh, like what the hell I'm paying $6 a month, But those that are into the tech, some people may not care about, which angle you can sit from and see the TV. Like a lot of people don't care about shit like that. You know what I mean? You have the enthusiasts, but then you have the enthusiasts like, the Samsung, more bang for your butt than X, Y, and Z. And the same thing, Sony had a partnership with Vizio. They were making the frames, the stuff, and they fell out, and Vizio did their own thing. So now Sony, I don't know who they partnered with now. They're making some of the internal parts, but they lost Samsung, they lost Vizio. Vizio's doing their own thing. Maybe it's like, again, maybe they may have went back into business because Samsung does a lot of business for a lot of people. You know what I mean? Samsung's biggest competitor is Apple. They still make the screens and shit for iPhones. Like Samsung don't give a fuck. They they get that check. They like Microsoft. They get that check. They do business all the time. You know what I mean? But they're looking to get out of the hardware business, period, and maybe just focus on PlayStation. But my question is to you guys, and I'm going to go to the comment section. Would this be a good thing if Sony was to scale this business all the way down and just be focused on the PlayStation division? I was looking at it. Here's my thing, and I want you guys to answer. I'm going to answer a few questions here. If Sony was to scale down and you just have the PlayStation division, will they be able to take as many risks as they have been doing? Like, how should I say? With all the third-party deals that they're doing. Bam, bam, bam. Sony would borrow from Peter to pay Paul. You understand? And that's That's the advantage that they have. The being that it was one company, is not just the PlayStation division. Sony would take money from the music division and secure the shit for Destiny. Just for an example, for shits and giggles. You know what I mean? And when the music division is going a little flat, Sony would take money from the PlayStation division and bring that back up. But if it's just the PlayStation division, do you think Sony, the PlayStation brand itself, would be as strong as it is right now with far as the marketing, the third party deals? Like, you know what I mean? Would it cripple them? Like, what is your honest opinion? You know what I mean? Let's see if you guys can stick on topic. Hey, somebody, he said next gen quit spreading misinformation. I did not. What was misinformation? I didn't make this article up here. I didn't make this article up. What did I say was misinformation? I give you a few minutes to answer back till I go to someone else. What did I say here that was not true? You know what's crazy? I'm gonna keep it funky with you. First of all, shout out to you. What's your name? NBA3. Shout out for joining the live stream, right? Probably people like at least stuff like that. When people say shit like that, say about me, about what, the pro? What about the pro? Pro, what did I say about the pro? They so all right. Let's still with the numbers here. Sony released new hardware in the month of November, and won November's MPD by less than 100,000. Fact. And then they had 3 SKUs on the market. They had the OG PS4, the PS4 Slim, and the PS4 Pro. And won December by 68,000. The Pro itself sold 238,000 units. So what am I spreading this misinformation? But again, and not to put you, Johnny, on the spot, when people say stuff like that, you come off like, regardless of my preference or what I prefer, I own everything. I own everything and I play on everything. You know what I mean? So I don't get what you're, where you come from that. And I probably own more Sony products than you. That's the killer. You know what I mean? That's the fucking killer. But shall I digress? But anyway, going to the comment section. My question is to you guys is, would you like to see Sony scale down and Sony itself just be the PlayStation division? Or you want it to stay as it is? Because, and again, they have to make money to be afloat. And, the TV and film division is not doing that well. Even the actual TV hardware thing is not doing well either. Samsung, LG, and them are kicking their ass. And then Vizio, I think they're like number 4 or something. But what do you guys think? You know what I mean? What do you guys think? What is your honest opinion? Hey, listen, I ain't worried about the pest, man. It is what it is. As long as they don't say no wild shit, I don't care. You know what I mean? I don't. As long as they might do no racist shit or say some weirdo shit about somebody's kids, their opinions doesn't bother me. You know what I mean? Do like I do. I laugh at them. But the question, like, what would you guys rather see, them scale down or remain the way that they are? You know what I mean? Now, there's no secret. Like I said, so motherfuckers always like to be in denial. Like, if you're doing well, you don't sell off fucking buildings. You know what I mean? Sony have let go a lot of shit. They sold their computer business. They've sold main offices. You know what I mean? That's another thing. You know what I mean? PSVR is not doing well. You don't see any news article regarding. I just read the article. You must be New York Post. This is big as hell. Sony is weighing a safe sell of TV business. Don't say you don't see any news article. Like, knock it the fuck off, man. I'm gonna stop addressing you guys. And now your motherfuckers are bugging here. You're bugging. Yeah, you're bugging. You know what I mean? Areas Gainsborough. Yes, I think Sony should scale down and Sony should develop some non-kill and enemy exclusives. The hell? Maybe that's a typo. You got to go back to the beginning of the show, brother. Next gen, what happened to Black Bond? I don't know what happened to him. Hey, Dark Cloud, nigga, beat it, nigga. Scram, put an egg in your sock and beat it, nigga. I gave you a nigga. I gave your weirdo ass a chance to come on the show and you ignored it, nigga. I want to talk to you, nigga. What? And Dark Cloud worked for Sony. This nigga here is the agent. You see this right here? Sony is weighing a sale of film and TV business. New York Post. So get make your video and damage control that nigga. Get make your video say PlayStation VR is doing well. Get damage control that nigga. Get make a video say Sony TVs are selling well. They like fifth. Kelvin Browning said, I hate to say it, but Sony are in their last days. Sony and stuff, yeah, but the PlayStation division is doing well. I give them that. You know what I mean? Maybe, I don't know, like I said the day, they kind of doubled down on the PlayStation VR. Didn't really work out for them. I believe, again, that Sony released too much hardware in a short amount of time. And also, too, Horizon Zero Dawn, for those who say, I'm going to leave the link. Well, I can't put the link in the chat, but you can see the side-by-side comparison to what they showed at E3 to what they're showing now. The game does not look the same. They get the same damage control on that too. You know what I mean? Like, god damn, you Sony motherfuckers, like y'all in a cult. You know what I mean? I hope Xbox guys ain't that bad when they come out to the truth. Like y'all motherfuckers be out there, cutting the rug, buck dancing. Y'all be out there, yes sir, master. Y'all be out there, motherfucking shimmying with the black face on. Y'all motherfuckers be out there cutting the rug like motherfucking Sammy Davis Jr. He said if Sony sells Columbia Pictures, will go to one. I don't know. CBS is trying to acquire them, so I don't know who got. It is what it is. Maybe they might just sell off IPs. I don't know. Now you see what they're doing, which I think is smart, and will reboot the Spider-Man franchise. When they let Marvel get their hands on it, and they were able to introduce some Marvel characters. You know what I mean? At the end of the day. King James 1089 said Sony could offer their fans a dick platter and they'll eat it. I hope it ain't so, man. I hope it ain't so. He said the Pro outsold the Xbox One for a year and 2 months according to Amazon. And bro, let me tell you something. First of all, NBA 3. I don't know how old you are. Maybe you still got your mama's breast milk on your breath. I don't know what the fuck. Walmart, first of all, is the biggest goddamn outlet of any goddamn thing. Okay. Fact. That's not my opinion. It's fact. And for the record, the Xbox brand itself does very, very well in Walmart. Very, very well in Walmart. Now, I can't talk about around the rest of the world. I'm just talking about here in the States. I don't, that's not my opinion. That's fact. Fact. And again, for Sony to have, which I don't get any money off this. I don't, I think it's all in good taste. But when you got new hardware in the market, you got a PS4 Pro. That's the Kum got a cloud. That's the top of the top. Hey, you guys, you pony was jumping up and down about that shit, right? And win December's NPD by like 60 fucking thousand, and then you win November by like 100,000 just against the Xbox One S. Now listen, and at the same time next year, and the Scorpio only wins by like 50,000, that's a fucking fail. Zach Kareem, what's good, brother? Shout out. Thanks, man. Oh, he said Pro Exclusive. Yeah, Pro Exclusive would kill the PS4 because no one's really buying the PS4 in bulk. Like, I thought it would do much better. Like, who predicted that the PS4 Slim would fucking crush the PS4 Pro? I didn't predict that. What Dark Cloud bring his weirdo ass at? He left. He going to fire with his camera. That dude's a Sony agent for real. Like, he really worked for Sony. Like, this ain't no Alex Jones shit here. And how you say in the alternate media, fake news, this nigga really worked for fucking Sony. Hey, Bad, what's good, bro? Hey, for real, Next Gen 7 always say downgrade, only old line, king ass. What are you talking about? Listen, I will show you the video right here. Well, I ain't gonna look again, but I will leave the video in the first comment. I'll put it in the description. How about that? I'll put it in the description right now. I will put that shit in the description right now. And you can see it for yourself. Now, am I bugging? Man, I ain't claiming to be the sharpest knife in the goddamn drawer, but I damn sure ain't the dullest. Now I'm gonna put the video link, the link to the video in the description. You know, and am I bugging? Am I bugging the fuck out? I don't think so. You know what I mean? I put the shit in the description. You know what I mean? It is what it is. You know. Listen, Sam Walton put, according to everyone, the Xbox should blow the PS4 out because, but look how many SKUs Sony has, my man. They got the Pro, they got the Slim, they got the OG. They got about fucking like 9 SKUs against the Xbox One S. You know what I mean? Word up. You know what I mean? But pray for your life. What's good, baby? You know, I have a question. What is better, Xbox Scorpio, a new gen or a mid gen? I don't know what you're trying to say. Well, according to Microsoft, it's in the Xbox One family. If it was a next generation console or whatever, I don't know if it still run old Xbox One games or vice versa. You know, it's in the Xbox One family. It's just more powerful than the Pro. You know, so yeah, these ponies, man, they be bugging, man. Alternate facts. They be reaching hard, man. Call these ponies baby toothbrushes, man. They stay reaching. They stay reaching. You know what I mean? Call these jokers baby yardsticks, baby rulers, man. They stay reaching, man. It is what it is, man. But let me know what you think in the comment section below. If you just joined it, we want it back to the beginning of the video, man. I gave you guys, how you say? I gave you guys the motherfucking facts, like my boy Iron Wolf. I gave you guys the facts, like my man Wolf. You know what I mean? Gave you guys the facts. What PS4 got coming that's worth competing against? Well, I hope Horizon Zero Dawn is good. You know what I mean? They do got the Uncharted DLC. I don't know what else they have as far as what I would consider AAA. I don't Persona 5. I really don't consider that's not my thing. I'm not knocking those that didn't like it, but you know. Also, I think they have Hellblade. I think Hellblade is supposed to come out this year unless it's pushed back. I am interested in that. Even though I did hear it was coming to the Xbox also and PC, but I will be picking it up for my PS4 when it does come out. You know what I mean? I will be picking it up when it does come out, though. So it is what it is, man. But anyway, man, shout out to everybody that joined the chat. Like I said, if you're just not joining now, take the show back to the beginning, man. You can see that. You can see all the motherfucking facts that I gave you. The fucking facts. And watch out for that Joker Dark Cloud. He is the agent. That dude really works for Sony. Now, can you really trust someone that works for Sony? Whether it's Sony of America, Sony of Japan, Sony of Asia, that's on the top of their check. Can you really consider them as alternative news? That's what you call fake news right there, man. Every Sony product I have in my house, I paid for. So if I'm telling you anything, if I'm reviewing it, you best to believe it's the motherfucking facts. You know what I mean? But PlayStation VR bomb, it fucked up. Sony spent a lot of bread on that, man, over $600 million. And that shit, it's too costly. I told you guys, man. You guys said the PSVR was going to crush the Xbox and this, that, and the other. Told you guys it wouldn't. Now I got a weirdo in here, Astro. What's up, Astro? 120. Astro's like 38 years old, 39 years old. You know what I mean? He's a sexual deviant. He's talking about that Switch. He can't wait to get on that 1-2 Switch, man. Shout out to Astro, man. Hey, yo, Bear99.com put Dark Cloud could lose his job any moment, man. If Sony goes under, give him some slack. Oh, shit, man. That jokers is crazy, man. Shout out to that nigga Dark Cloud. He a weirdo, though, man. Listen, listen. You know I got the 3-part series, man. Confession of a Wii U Weirdo, man. What they love. I hit this nigga about 3 times on fucking Facebook. The mind you nigga been hitting me for like forever. on fucking on YouTube and shit. Tell me he want to do it. He want to work with me. So I'm like, I'm like, cool. Like, Bam, I'm about to go in my box right now, Bam. I'm like, all right, cool. All right. So I hit the joke up. So, you know what I mean? Because I can see he's a big Nintendo dude, a Wii U weirdo. Then this Joker's a Sony weirdo and a Wii U weirdo. That's a deadly combination. This Joker's a pony and a Wii U weirdo. So I was gonna get this dangerous motherfucker a chance. So I'm reaching out to him. He ain't hit back. He ain't hit me back. He ignored me, man. But he see motherfucking Horizon Zero Dawn gets a downgrade and things are not going well for Sony financially. And he hop his horse face ass in here, man. Like, you can't trust a motherfucker like that, man. Megatron, push out the Megatron. He said, I would rather see them scale down and focus on what makes them profit. You know what I mean? I don't think I see, I don't think I should see him really making them profit for him is, the PlayStation division. I don't know what they're doing in music. They're giving all those artists now 360 deals. Records aren't selling like their record. How artists are surviving are doing shows, and now the record companies are taking the portion of their shows. So, like I said, it is what it is, man. But anyway, this is your boy, Next Gen 720. If you're just now joining, scroll back to the beginning of the show. Just don't go by the title. I gave you guys actual factual proof that you can see for yourself. And listen, man, hit the like button for your boy, man. Listen, man, you rock out with Next Gen, hit the like button for me, man. Fuck it. And subscribe to the channel, man. And if they hate, then let them hate and watch the money pile up. If they hate, then let them hate and watch the money pile up. You don't see some money? No, I do. I know I got some money right here somewhere. You know, I do. Hold up. Let me see what I got in my wallet, man. Let's see what I got in my wallet, man. Let's see what I got in my wallet, man. Got my wallet. Y'all see some? Let me see what's going on. Y'all see some? Y'all see some guap? Let me see what I got in my wallet, man. Hold on. Oh no. Let me see what you got. You see some? See y'all see what I'm working with, man. Let me see what I'm seeing. Let's have some fun with this shit here, man. I'm gonna show you why these jokers hate me on YouTube, man. Let me show you why these jokers hate me on YouTube, man. Listen, man. Hold up, man. You want to see why they want to talk about what I can afford? You know what I mean? You know what I mean? You want to see what they want to talk about what I can't afford, what I can't afford, what I got, what I don't got? I'm going to show you why, man. Why they hate me, man. I'm going to show you why they hate me, man. That's why them niggas make about 1,000 videos about me, man. You know what I mean? That's why they hate me, man. You know what I mean? Because I go in my wallet and pull out knots like this and shit. It's another knot right here. Something like right here. You know what I mean? Something real like something. Lord, call it a little bankroll. I got some singles and shit. And I got about $300-$400 bills. A couple singles. I got some 5s, some 20s, a little bit of everything in this little knot. We call it the Jew knot. That's the money for the week knot. You know what I mean? This is when you go on the stash type knot, right? That's when you hop on the phone, hit it with the money Mayweather. Boop, 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 boop. That's why they hate me, man. Listen, man, I am the rose that cracked the concrete, man. Why they hate on me? Say, why you wanna play hate on me? And shout out to my main man from South Philly. Since South Philadelphia was born and raised on the playground is where he spent most of his days. To a couple of guys that was up to no good. He started grabbing dicks in the neighborhood. He got one little dick and his mom got scared and he said, you move with your auntie and uncle in Bel Air with the rest of the quiz. He waited for the dick, and when it came near, he squeezed that bitch and said, yeah. So I'm bugging the fuck out, man. Shout out to the vicious dick pillar from South Philly, man. I'm out of here, man. I'm bugging the fuck out right now. They be fucking with me, man. I be in my own little world, man. I be doing me, bro. I'm out of here, man. It's your boy Next Gen, man. I'm gone, man. And if they hate them, let them hate them. Watch the money pile up. I'm gone. In ball crash.